Libras, this is your reading for the week of May 6th through the 12th. And right off the bat, you better come correct. It's literally coming through for me. So we have the South Node in Libra, and I am a Libra stellium sun in the 6th house. So I have a lot of things, a lot of feelings. Black Moon Lilith, I'm looking at her right now, 10 of air. It's like we are being like the running of the bulls. I was just watching The Prince of Persia last night. I don't know how I missed this. I was graduating from college that year. But Jake Gyllenhaal is like the most sultry prince of Persia ever. And it feels like the scene where the ostriches are like in a race and they're running. We are getting like literally stampeded free from, because of Black Moon Lilith. Whoa. I'm just like, the moon's going to be in Aries. So that is our opposing sign. And Black Moon Lilith at that net 6 degrees, we feel where we belong. And the South Node is at a net 5. So our thoughts are not going to really be limiting us in ways that they have been in the past. And for this moon day with the moon in Aries, right, as I'm looking at it, it'll be about around like 12 for the East Coast. I'm on Hawaiian time, so it's going to be around 5 p.m. for me. That moon in Aries, as it climbs up through, it's going to climb up through past Mars. It's going to pass the North Node. It's going to pass Mercury. It's going to pass Chiron. So it's going to kind of agitate and reactivate a lot of this revved up reactive energy in us, but it's allowing for us to face the ways that we have, like our worst case, like being held back, being silenced, being repressed. All of that's going away, and we can really celebrate. We can come and be like, because okay, so the sun is in our 8th house, so it's like a lot of like dense, dark, heavy energy that really restricted us. It's gone. It's being blasted through. And in a week's time, there will be a conjunction of the sun and Uranus. So that is a major part of it. It's going to be at 23 degrees. So for this netting to a 5. So for the South Node, there will be a lot of disruption in the ways that we perceived ourselves, the ways that we thought about people in our lives, and it's going to be for the best. It's going to be for the most aligned. So affirm that for yourself first and foremost, that you're ending old ways of sharing resources, of inheriting things from your ancestors. So maybe let's say that you fell into a lot of ancestral trauma. You're going to have keys. You're going to have wisdom and insight to really be the voice for your ancestors. And let's move into the new moon on Mars Day. Mars will be at 5 degrees Aries, roughly around noon. And that is going to, I would say, like take it a step further, because now it's like this innermost part of ourselves that maybe it is our superpower after we get through the cobwebs and after we get through the density. We're going to find new ways to really express that. So I have boundaries, the Dreamer card. We're going to have to express ourselves with a sense of fearlessness, but also protection around that fearlessness. So what can that look like? So let's say you've had the worst luck with dating, you've had the worst luck with friends, and because now you're protecting your thoughts, when your thoughts go there to almost corrupt your day, because they soil the water. So let's say that gosh, this is such a gross description, but let's say that you're at the beach and you see someone dumping red dye into the water. I'll use that one instead. You're going to see the red for a bit, and then it's going to sink to the sand, and it's going to get into the soil. So we want to make sure that we have something to like catch that energy and put it in a place that where it belongs, because that South Node is still, it's a net 5, but there is a 4 there. So we know what doesn't match. We know what's not adding up. And we want to protect ourselves from those things, because with this new moon energy, we're going to, and the new moon is exact at 7 degrees Taurus. So there is a real sense of renewal of the ways that we partner with people. There is a sense of boundaries. Like we know what's ours and what's not ours now because we have the South Node going through our sign and the North Node going through our opposing sign. And because we know what we've been through, we can't let people gaslight us anymore. And we're starting a new journey. We are starting a new journey because of who we are now versus who we've been. So that Mars energy might get us revved up and ready to speak our truth. And I would just say that the way that we deliver those things, let's be visionary. We have a lot of air at the start of this week. So air forms around every particle and object. And I have even a hydrogen water bottle, and it's like the bubbles start from the bottom, but then they float to the top because they're very light. So let's keep it light with what we know isn't working. Let's not even invest our energy there because it's disruptive and it's distracting and it's not feeding us. It's not giving. It's not eating. It's starving. And that part of us that is starved is something that we need to protect, because when it's starved and it's kind of like open like this, people can come by and just grab it. You need to like hold that thing close. So maybe it's a new relationship. Maybe it's a new idea that you're just starting out with. Protect it. Be very grounded and balanced before you go to read your comments, before you go to see how many likes and views you got. Because when we know ourselves and we know what we like and we know who we are, people can't really come in and grab. They can't disrupt. They can't distract because we have the vision. We are holding on to it and we have it in our hand. So it's safe. We can, cloak it if we need to. But really, I think that with this new beginning and this fearlessness that's coming forth, like it's feeling like a major rebirth. And I know when you see, you just know some people with major Libra aspects have been reborn. Like we look brand new. We look beautiful. King of Water, yum. Okay, so we're floating along bravely with that clarity from the Queen of Air. And we are starting a journey, but with a really deep sense of knowing ourselves. So I want to look at Mercury Day. Excuse me. Mercury will be at 22 degrees Aries, and that inside degree is puppets coming alive at night. And Uranus is at 22 degrees Taurus, so our 8th house is allowing for the visions that maybe we forgot about, we let slide, like they came through us and didn't really stay. We're allowing those back in because they're going to start to appear and materialize for us, even if it's through another form. So let's say you're like writing a song and you just so happen to have a dream about that song like a month ago, but you don't remember, you wrote it down in your journal, but it's like, it's not something that you held on to. I would say that these things are going to kind of start to resurface because we have broken through that amniotic sac that in the Salvador Dali tarot deck, the King of Cups, the King of Water has around them. And now we're kind of like smug. We have a newfound sense of confidence and we're not afraid to express ourselves. And with that inside degree of puppets coming alive at night, it's like the goofiest parts of ourselves are now available and we are connecting to people in very sincere and authentic ways. So it's bringing these really dynamic encounters with people who are like, they might feel, because the sun is moving into the later parts of the second decan, it might feel like, whoa, who are these people that I'm being matched up with? But they have been waiting for you. And, excuse me, you might have been around a lot of people who didn't see you, they didn't get you, you couldn't effectively express yourself, but we are blasting out of that energy. With Black Moon Lilith at that 6, that receptive degree, which is with Sarah's Joy, Chris Witeki's step system, it is the energy of receiving. So we're protecting what we receive. We have our vision very clear, and now we're starting to attract people who want to bring that vision into existence. And because of the new ways that we're joining in business, we're joining in collaboration, we know exactly what is going to work, and we're able to veer off, like very quickly move away and state the boundary, be like, hey, I'm not interested in doing it like that. And people will respect that because of what we've gone through, how we've transformed. All right, let's look at Jupiter day. All right, so Jupiter is at 26 degrees Taurus, which is grotesque rocks in a sand garden. And I would say that because of the Hawaiian culture, stones are things that we have carried with us that we need to release. So they're like things that really would block off the heart or limit the heart from authentically expressing. And I believe that, Aries got this for their reading. We are calling back our power. I just read on the Ace of Fire, Change Your Life Now, like on this lucky day of Jupiter day in this 8 year, 2024 is an 8 year, and there are lots of 8 in the charts, 8 in the chart that day. So we have Jupiter at 26 degrees Taurus. We have Saturn at 17 degrees Pisces, and both of those net to an 8. And in this 8 year, we're going to see that the more us Libras are willing to wield our discernment, our empowerment, our sense of purpose, we can transform something maybe because we're Venus ruled. Grotesque rocks in a sand garden sounds like, how can we shape that into something that's amazing and powerful and beautiful without getting hurt? So I would say that you're gonna come to find that you are more empowered than ever. With the moon in Gemini, it's gonna feel like quick exchanges of energy, but I feel like they're gonna land for people. So maybe you say something that like goes over someone's head, but then there's someone else who really gets it. They really get it, and they're not afraid to hear you out and really give you that attention that you might need at this time that is deeply affirming. Great. I'm excited for us Libras. So Venus day, that is our ruler, and there's a lot of 13 in the chart for Venus day. So we have, the North Node moves to 13 degrees Aries. Venus is at 13 degrees Aries, and then Uranus is at 22 degrees Taurus. So what that's really doing for us, and the South Node is moving to 13 as well, it's really disrupting the status quo. So it's like Gwen Stefani said that music is the wild, wild west right now. So anything goes. The ways that you were once valued, I'm getting chills. Like the ways you were once valued, as soon as you break free, come Monday, when the moon is in Taurus, you're going to start to see new alliances come through, because it's like people are willing to invest in you because of what you've been working on. And then come Venus day, it's like, if you have your money rituals to bring money to you, I have some affirmations. The large sums of money that are mine by divine right now manifest for me quickly, easily, and in peace. And that's something we can tap. So let's tap together. The large sums of money that are mine by divine right come to me. By divine right now manifest for me quickly, easily, and in peace. And let's say that again. The large sums of money that are mine by divine right now manifest for me quickly, easily, and in peace. Libra. So it's the wild, wild west, and basically who we were a year ago is not who we are anymore. We don't let certain things fly. So be picky and be very clear, because you're setting yourself free. And with that new moon, we're starting a new journey that is allowing for us to really be our divine counterparts, like divine masculine, divine feminine come through, Ace of Earth. So we are going to start to see sprouts come Venus day for all of the energy that we've been putting into clearing out the 8th house so that we can manifest a lot of intellectual property. So that kind of starts with the 4th house. It leads to the 8th, which leads to the 12th. And I would just say, look at your chart under equal, because it honors the symmetry of the soul. If you want to look at Placidus, sidereal, whatever, do those things as well. It also helps you to kind of get an understanding of what your blueprint is for your soul. But we're going to start to see sprouts come through from this like really volatile, shifty energy, because Pluto is retrograding in Aquarius, the ruler of this 4 energy, the disruptive, transformative energy, and we're going to feel like we can do it. It's going to be something that we're going to have to choose to invest in. So we will have to be the empowered magician, even though it's something new. Like, we have a new beginning, but we have to really feel empowered, and you'll feel it. You'll know when you have the drive to get up and do those like big tasks that might be daunting from the outside. They might have been daunting for years of your life, but whoa. Huh. Oh, I called this. So we had the Knight of Water earlier, but it's going to bring us the King of Water. So just so happens to be on Venus Day, we're not only going to see some sprouts, but we're going to see an investor. So good for us. And I would say that Knight of Water is like, you have the vision and now you're willing to go out into the world with it because you have set yourself free on this new journey that you're on, Libra. All right, so Saturn Day. I told Capricorns to take themselves out for ice cream, and Saturn's going to be at 17 degrees for us. So, yeah, that is our 5th house where Saturn is right now. It's asking us, I think, to invest in making our own decisions, so making decisions for ourselves. Yeah, taking the time to really invest in what it is that interests you. And this is a day where there will be a big reverberation of 8. So I don't remember when I said that exactly, but Saturn is going to move. It's going to be at, net 8, 17 degrees Pisces. Mars will be at 8 degrees Aries on this Saturn day. So we might have some obstacles to face with getting our head around being open to learning or writing and doing the work to really get ourselves moving forward with our decision to honor our authenticity and uniqueness. And we will also have Jupiter at that 8 degree. The moon, when I'm looking at it, it's going to be around like 11:45 on the East Coast, around near 6 p.m. for that's midnight. I think I've said noon for most readings, but it's going to be midnight on the East Coast, about 6 p.m. for us out here on the Pacific Ocean, and it'll be the moon at 8 degrees Cancer. So I like to listen to things in my sleep. I know it's not the easiest thing to do if you're like sleeping with your partner, your husband, your wife, your beloved, but if you can, maybe take a nap around that time. Maybe you just do some very yoga nidras, like a passive, receptive meditation. If you're on the East Coast, you can make a YouTube playlist. You got Chrome ad block. You can make sure that you don't have anything happening between your intended meditation. Denise Fishman is one of my favorite guides for yoga nidra. And I think that it can be great to set these intentions that continue to amplify, to be open to our authentic self-expression, to be an open, radiant conduit for the divine. And with this Saturn energy of feeling like a student again, I think that we're deciding that for the long haul. Like, we're deciding that we get to explore what really interests us, what we're really seeking and craving out of life, because life will come through and reward us right back. So on Sunday, Mother's Day, the sun is going to be at 22 degrees Taurus, which is a blindfolded woman who sees the future. So for my Libras, I would say that we're going to get like a crater impact of something really life-affirming this week, which, depending on your perspective of it, like if you're afraid to start a new journey, I would just affirm yourself and tap. Reset yourself, reset your brain, have a new goal and standard that you meet daily because of this 8th house superhero activation. Like, we are literally getting to see our superpowers come online, but in ways that we never really imagined before. And with Sunday, I would say, do something that feels transcendental. Go to church, do a Christ-like light activation on YouTube, go for a walk, surround yourself in nature sounds, do something really magical for yourself on Sunday, because you're going to see things that feel outdated and small, break down. So maybe if you have issues with your car, take your bike, go somewhere close by, have a friend help you out, call an Uber, but make sure to take yourself somewhere. Like, don't just sit still. 3 of air. So we have some healing to do, because maybe what we are breaking through wasn't allowed. Maybe, like me, you grew up in an environment that didn't accept you for who you really were. And we have to face it. Like, we're breaking free, but we still need that nurturing. We still, like, strong. Just because you're strong doesn't mean that you can't be soft. And I see that, Mars is going to be at 9 degrees. So we are really going to have a sense of drive to do something that allows for us to really channel this new sense of freedom and liberation, but also there could be some pain underlying that. Don't be afraid to acknowledge your pain, because when you do that, you not only open that part of you that was closed off, because there can be some gems down there in the 8th house where it's like, that's our superpowers, where it feels so dark and dreadful and painful. I just had a somatic release where I literally, like, shed a tear. I felt so much just darkness coming out, but that is also allowing for me to express from a new place in my vessel, in my truth. And that is where everything is going to kick off for this Sun-Uranus conjunction that is going to happen. It's been building up all week, and we see that we have a whole new set of allies. We have a whole new set of tools. We are not afraid to be ourselves. And on Sunday, when we take the time to really nurture and heal the parts of us that weren't seen, accepted, or recognized from a young age, we can take steps forward that we still wouldn't be able to do if we, like, don't really acknowledge that pain, if we don't let it come up, because the sun is shining on it. And I think that we are going to have, I believe that we are going to have the allies, the tools to nurture ourselves, nurse us back into good feelings from whatever has to break down. Love you guys so much. Have a fabulous week ahead, and I look forward to our next reading. Aloha.